do that. I don't know if anybody want to start off, and we just jump right on in here with some
Yeah,
positivity.
we can
Positivity today.
definitely do some introductions. So
Mhm.
maybe what we'll do is we'll say our name and the town or the county that we live in or work in. So I'm happy to go first.
Okay.
Catherine Vastine, and I live in Danville, but I work in Montandon, which is right outside of Lewisburg.
Okay.
And Marcia, do you want to go next?
Sure. I'm Marcia. I live in a little town called Reesville, and I work in Lewistown, which is in Mifflin County, Pennsylvania.
Corey?
Yep. My name's Corey. I live in Danville and I work in Sunbury and also Bloomsburg.
Oh, I have bad Bloomsburg memories because I played football at Cheney University, and Bloomsburg would always beat us.
Ah,
Go ahead, though. Yeah.
Christine?
Did you say me, Catherine? I'm sorry. Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Christine. I live in Loyalsock, which is a part of Williamsport, and I work at the Lycoming County Career Link, the career counselor here. And one of my participants is joining us today, and that is Riley. That's the adorable dog we were talking about.
Okay.
Hi.
Yeah, Riley, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Riley. I'm from Williamsport. I'm in the Lycoming County area. I'm working with Christine.
Awesome.
I've been working with her for a while.
That's
Very good.
hmm
fantastic. Good.
Awesome.
And so Vicky, do you want to go and then introduce?
Hi, I'm Vicky. I'm a career counselor. I live in Lewisburg in Union County, but I work just over the bridge in Montandon, and I have a participant here with me. Haley, want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Haley Hauk, and I work with Vicky, and I live in Watsontown.
Awesome.
Good to meet you.
Nicole?
I'm Nicole. I live in Liberty, which is in Tioga County, but I cover 9 counties within the central region. And I do have 2 participants on, Denver, Jade, and Giovanna.
Yeah, Denver, do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Denver and I live in Shamokin.
Hi, Denver.
Nice
Yeah.
to meet you, Denver. I was going to ask you, did you live in Colorado? No,
No.
In Denver, Colorado.
And Nicole, who was the other one?
I think Giovanna is on.
Giovanna, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Giovanna. I'm from Shamokin.
Great. I love your decorations, your emojis, Giovanna.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I gotta learn how to do that. I don't know how to do stuff like that. I mean,
Ella.
You say me?
Yep.
I'm sorry. I am Paula, and I live in Lock Haven, which is in Clinton County. And I also have a participant who is in follow-up of our program from Center County. Caitlin, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Caitlin. I live in Center Hall, which is like 15 minutes from State College. So I'm a big Penn State fan.
Nice. That was my dream college when I played in high school, but it just wasn't good enough. That was a great school. Yeah.
Alyssa.
Hi, I'm Alyssa. I also live in Lock Haven and I work here in Lock Haven at the Clinton County Career Link, and I cover the Center County Career Link as well. And I have my window open and it's really loud, sorry. But I also have a participant here joining us from home. Her name is Kylie, and I'm sure she's joining us with her little baby boy. So I'm happy she was able to hop on with us.
Great. And Kylie, do you want to introduce yourself? Well, okay. If you figure out how to use the unmute button, we're happy to have you introduce yourself. I'm glad you're able to join us. Did I miss anyone?
Yes, I'm Daryl Andrews. I'm coach.
Did I miss?
I'm here to present to you today and from sunny Florida. So, And did somebody come to the Pennsylvania Workforce Development Association's conference? Anybody attend that? Okay, good. So why don't you come by my booth and say hi? Right, walk by. There's Coach D over there. You can just come said something to me.
Kylie just sent me a text and said she was having trouble unmuting, but she's happy to be here and joining.
She's with us. She's present.
Christine, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to say, I believe it's Shakaya, right? And I believe she's Megan's participant. Am I correct about that, Shakaya?
Yes, you're right.
Am I saying your name right?
Yes.
Okay, I thought
That's
so.
good. That's good.
Megan wasn't able to be here today. Her little boy has kindergarten graduation, so I just didn't want us to miss Shakaya. So
that's so
welcome.
cool. Kindergarten graduation. That's got to be the coolest thing in the world right there.
Jakaya, where are you from? What city do you live in? Town.
So I live in Williamsport and I go to school at Lock Haven.
Okay.
That's great. And I apologize. I'm terrible.
You're fine.
Thank you, Christine. So yeah, Coach D, we'll turn it over to you.
All right. I still locked in on the kindergarten thing. I gotta say, I don't really do a lot of speaking to little people, but I gotta share a funny story. So I did do I can't remember where we were. It was in Northern Pennsylvania, one of the elementary schools. And they had me speak to a bunch of little kids, kindergarten kids, and I think it was kindergarten and first graders. And so there was these two little itty bitty girls, and I'm just trying to inspire them, little kid motivation. And so the two little girls walked up to me. One girl tapped me on the leg. She said, she called me Mr. Coach D. She said, Mr. Coach D. Yes, sweetheart. She said, my friend has a crush on you. I said, she does. And I looked at her and I said, oh, that's nice. I said, but I'm married. I said, is that okay? She said, uh-huh. Oh, you gotta love those little people. So anywho, it is a pleasure to be here again. We were here a few years ago and we are back. And so I just want to lay a little foundation for my training, what I'm going to be doing over the next 4 sessions, because I'm here for you. I really am. And I tell people all the time, I absolutely am honored if I'm training one person or if I'm training 1,000, because to me, you count. You are important. Okay. And I'm going to have you do something really uncomfortable right now. I want everybody, even the adults, to go into the chat feature and say, I am important. Please type that in the chat feature right now. Come on. I am important. I want you to type that in there. Yes, there you go, Riley. There it is, Nicole. There we go. I am important. Because I want you to see yourself as that. Society, look at all of this. Man, I think some of y'all did it twice. That's right. And so get used to that, because we're going to have a lot of interaction with each other. But I want you to know you're important, because guess what? All of us are made unique and different and have different skills and talents. My mother told me when I was a little kid, one day I know you're going to do something positive with that mouth. And guess what? She was right, because I had the gift of gab. And I just went and got the education and the communication skills. And now I train, and I was just with the entire career team, national, just an hour ago. Now I'm with you. And I just, we all are unique. Some of us have artistic gifts, and some of us have analytical gifts, and some of us love math, which was not my favorite subject, but some of you out there are like math geniuses. My daughter accidentally took a test she was not supposed to take. And she's in the 7th grade, 6th grade. She took Algebra 1 and scored a 98 on it. She took the wrong test. Still got a 98 on it. And you know what I said to her? I was very clear about this. You got that from your mama. You did not get that from me. It'd have been me. You'd been about 65 on that puppy right there, so man. But what I am good at doing, I'm going. So I want to, over this next few sessions, I want to encourage you about those skills that are necessary for you to be the best you possible. For you to maximize your potential in education, to maximize your potential in your careers and in life. So we want to look at all those things. So what I'm going to be talking about, all right, it's gonna be for you. So make sure you're ready to take notes, ask questions. You're only an hour, so we don't have forever, but we're gonna try to get as much as we can in an hour. But I don't want it just to be me lecturing you. I want you to be able to ask me questions, okay? I've been doing this for 20 years. We've impacted thousands of young people all over the country, as well as adults. And I'm honored once again that Yes to the Future decided to bring me back. And I'm really sorry, really honored about that. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the presents. We're gonna be talking, I like this title, Unleashing. That's just like, whoa, when you think about it, you know, that's like you letting something go, you know, unleashing the power of positivity. Let me start off by sharing a story with you. When I was in high school, I threw the discus. I was a discus thrower. And it's pretty interesting because I had never thrown the discus in my life. And I saw this guy when I was in the ninth grade back when I was in school was middle school. And so this guy, he broke this record in Syracuse, New York. This was called Central New York. And when I was in the ninth grade, I had never thrown the discus before, but I said in my mind, I'm gonna break that record. Now, keep in mind, I didn't even know what I was doing, but I was so moved by this guy's breaking this record. I said, I'm gonna break that record before my senior year in high school. So you know what I did? I got it locked in my mind that I'm gonna break that record. I didn't know how, I didn't even know how to throw the discus, but I was so impressed. I said, I'm gonna figure out how to throw the discus and then I'm gonna break his record. And so I did get involved with track and field. And I did learn how to throw the discus, but I wasn't really good. But in my mind, I said, I'm going to break that record by my senior year because the guy was a senior in high school. I was in the ninth grade going into the 10th. And so what did I say? I said, well, I'm going to break this record. So what I did, I started studying. I started practicing. Matter of fact, one summer, they had this athletic event in my hometown that the guy who broke the record's coach was coaching this team. And I said, if I can make this summer team, I will be coached by his coach. And I made the team. And he's a great coach, Coach Reardon. I remember his name to this day. And he literally taught me his competition, how to throw the discus. Well, to make a long story short, I went through the 10th grade, 11th grade, and the 12th grade. My senior year was my last year for me to break this record. And so we went through all 7 events. Our team was undefeated. The last event of the year, the last event of my high school career, I said, if I don't break that record today, it'll never get broken. And so I was pretty close a few times, but I just couldn't do it, you know? And so I said in my mind, today that record is going to get broken. So I got into the discus pit and I start spinning and I threw the discus and the record was 156 feet, 10 inches. And so my first throw was 154 feet, 7 inches. My second throw was 155 feet, 10 inches. I had one more left. I looked up at the fence near the track and everybody had lined up, all my teammates. The entire student population was staring because they knew I was going for this record. And I grabbed that discus and I had the weight and responsibility of all those people on my shoulder. And I said, this record is about to get broken. And I spun around and I planted my foot and I whipped that discus and it just got going and going and going and going. I'm like, oh my goodness. And then it landed. And then they had what's called the tape measure. But the way the tape measure was, I was able to see the distance where I was located. So they kept going, anyway, 140 feet, 145, 150, 100, remember it was 156.10 was the record, 156, 157, 158. When they were done, it was 158 feet, 10 inches. I smashed the record. Y'all need to show me some love. Like, go, way to go, coach. Woo, woo, woo. Even though it was like 10 lifetimes ago. But what am I saying? Young people, I want you to dream. I want you to have goals. And I want you to go for it. If your dream is to be a doctor, why not you? If your dream is to go into technology, why not you? Hey, if your dream was to fix air conditioners, why not you? You know, I like the trades, you know, I mean, plumbers make a lot of money. If you would dream to be a plumber, why not you? Matter of fact, I know they make money because when I get something break, they got to come home and I got to pay them. And I'm only one person that day that's paying them. I'm trying to say, as a young person, dream. And just like I pursued that discus record, by practice and preparation and knowledge, I want you to pursue your dreams. That's why I love organizations like Yes to the Future and all the other partner organizations that are with you, because you are trying to help these precious young people achieve their dreams. And one of the keys to doing it is positivity. It really is. Positive attitude means a lot. I love this quote by William James. He said, "The greatest discovery of my generation is a person can change their lives by changing their attitude of mind." Changing your attitude of mind. And what he's saying here is this, that this was one of the greatest researchers that ever lived, and he studied human potential. And he got to the point where he got frustrated. He said, "Oh, this is crazy." It boils down to one thing: attitude. Attitude. You see, and I like this quote by Dr. Eleanor Levy. I love quotes, okay? And she says this: "Our thoughts affect the way we feel more so than what we eat." Research throughout the world, young people and adults, research throughout the world suggests that positive thoughts increase white blood cell count, helping to fight disease and infection. Positive thoughts also increases the body's production of adrenaline and endorphins, which helps with overall vitality and excitement about life. It's a long quote. And this is the last part. If you want to change the way you feel and look, begin with your attitude. Instantly feel better about life and all that it has to offer for less than the cost of a Big Mac. She said, it's free. You don't have to pay for it. In the chat feature, this is where positivity starts. Adults and young people, type one positive thing that you like about yourself. What do you like about you? That's a weird question, right? Most people want to look at the other stuff. I want you to tell me, what do you like about you? Like me, I like my attitude. I got a good attitude. I like my smile. I smile a lot. I laugh a lot. I like that stuff because you know what? It keeps the stress off. Okay? That's what I'm saying. My eyes. That's what I'm saying. There you go. I would say my eyes, but I don't want to mesmerize y'all with all this. All right, kindness. Yeah. I'm typically positive. Good, 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 good. How determined I am. Sense of humor. Oh, it's just the humor in my beard. I'm jealous of that. Don't say the beard part because I can't grow one. I'm envious of people who have beards, okay? Because I can't seem to grow. My boys have beards and they like rub it in. Dad, what do you think about this? Get away from me. Oh, understanding. I like that. Accepting I am. Kind, pretty brown eyes. There we go. Great hair. That's what I'm saying. I can't even say the hair part either. All right. Y'all got all the stuff I don't have. All right. Listen, please take this as a note. I need to see myself from the eyes of positivity. I need to see myself that way because the world today wants you to see all the negative about you. It'll remind you of it. I need to see myself positively. And then build on that and work at it. Believe it or not, this smiling, happy face you see today used to have an attitude. I'm not talking about a positive attitude either. I'm talking about the type of my teachers would just sit there and say, okay, we got some work to do with you. Because I always had something negative to say. But I worked at it. So what I'm trying to tell you is it can be done by working at it. Positive. So words have power. That's one thing I want you to think about. That's what I'm trying to give you today. Words have power. And what I want you to understand, young people, as we're doing this session today, and I want to start with this one in particular, don't let the negative words of other people control you. Please write that down as a note. Don't let the negative words of other people control you. All right, talk to me about that. Why do you think people operate sometime today in negativity? Anybody want to take a shot at that? I have some thoughts to it, but does anybody want to share? You can go in the chat feature. Why are there people do negative, speak negatively and hate on people and all of that? Why do we see so much of that today? Is it jealousy? Is it envy? Is it possibly because people don't necessarily feel good about themselves? So they have a tendency to want you to see something negative in yourself because they see something negative in themselves and they just want to let it, And so, yeah, because people are insecure. Yeah, insecure, absolutely. All right. Self-esteem issues, things like that. It's just, yeah, these are good. They get a rise out of other people's reactions to feel better about themselves. Yeah. See, these are great responses. So guess what? I need to be protective of my positive space. That's why I said we can't allow the negative words of other people, like we say here, self-esteem issues. Things like that, because we want to be positive in the workplace and in life. So a positive attitude is a state of mind that envisions and expects favorable results, the willingness to try new things, the belief that everything will turn out all right. It is an attitude that helps you to see the good in people. You just said some different things about positive. It's a mental attitude that sees your life's good and accomplishments rather than the negative and the failures. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, these are just, things to think about when it comes to the positive attitude. So why positive attitude in the workplace? Answer that question. Why do employers want us to be positive? Anybody want to talk to us about that? Why? Why do employers like hiring optimistic people? All right, anybody gonna take a guess at that? I got some stuff in here, but I want to see what your thoughts are. If you owned a company, right, would you want to hire negative people? Let me go and hire as many negative people as I can. Yeah, it makes the company look good, draws more people and better results. You guys, that's what I'm saying. Could you imagine if you pull up the Chick-fil-A and they're like, what are you doing here today? You want some chicken? Guess what I'll do? No, I don't. Thank you. I'm out of here. It buys a better environment. Yes. If you have a better attitude at work, yes. Come on, Vicky. Yes. That's it. Christine, better environment. So guess what? When I pull up to that Chick-fil-A and I see, because I'm joking about that because they have the best customer service training I've ever seen. Disney and Chick-fil-A are number 1 and number 2 every year for customer service. You know why? They tell young people like yourselves to smile. And you pull up, how can I help you, sir? Yeah, look at that. Yeah, somebody must work at Chick-fil-A or they've seen it before. You know what I mean? And so the reality is this, positive attitude in the workplace, employers are telling us they need employees to be more positive. Somebody just mentioned you're going to get more opportunities. There may be promotional opportunities, advancement opportunities, and you feel better. You'll go to work and feel good about it. You feel good about serving your customers or your clients or whatever the job capacity you're working in, And so I'm saying that the reality is this: positivity, please write this down as a note, because I give you notes just to think about this, has benefits. Please write that down. It has benefits. If you're trying to go to college and you want somebody to help you out, if you're positive, they'll do anything for you. If you're trying to go to trade school, people are like, what can I do to help you? Because they see your positive nature. You know what I mean? I turned this phone, I'm getting these rings on my iPhone. And I don't know why that is because I turned it off and it's still ringing. So I apologize for that background noise. All right. You feel better. Like I said, because it's something that she had mentioned before, you know. So 4 ways to develop a positive attitude in the workplace and life. Okay, we want to talk about this briefly. Okay, all right. 4 ways as a young person. Okay. Number 1, connect to your vision. Other words, think about something I want to do in the future. It could be a career, it could be anything, you know, that you want to accomplish. And what I want you to do is take a moment and write down 2 sentences based upon something you would want to do in the future. I want to work at so-and-so place, or I want to go to college, or I want to take a moment right now and just write something down that you want to accomplish. It could be a dream. I want to write a book. Okay. My daughter is actually writing a book. She's 13 and she's actually pretty good. I was like, wow, girl, where'd you get all these skills from? You know, and she's actually writing, it's a novel too. I'm like, wow, she took a writing course and learned how to write, and she's writing. And I'm like, wow, impressive. Matter of fact, it's something that could become a series if she does it right. And now she's excited. She's like, Dad, I'm gonna do this. I said, you go right ahead, baby. I said, I want you to become like the one that did the Harry Potter series so you can get rich so I can retire. She said, Dad, if I get rich, she said, Dad, I'm not giving you any money if I get rich. I said, yes, you are. I said, all this money I'm giving you right now, I want it all back. Yep. But anyway, that's this dad joke stuff. But anyway, have a vision. Is it writing a book? Is it going to a trade school? Is it accomplishing a goal? All right. Now let's do this for just a few moments. Talk to me about what are some things? Like, what are some things that you know, like if you could live your wildest dreams, what would you be 5 years from now? Just write it down and tell me, what would you be? I know where I'm going to be. I'm going to still be doing what I'm doing, but I'm going to be doing it from somebody's beach.
Uh-huh.
That's right. Coach going to be up in his condo somewhere training, and then in the afternoon I'm at the beach. What are you going to do? This is called embellishing. You know, it doesn't, if you had your wildest dream, what would it be? Talk to me. Come on, let's dream here. Let's dream a little bit. All right. Professional cornhole player. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Professional cornhole player. Rich laying on some grass tanning. I love that. I'm gonna be your neighbor. I'm gonna be up there. I'm gonna be upstairs training, and then I'm gonna be at the beach. You have the condo down the hall from us. A radiologist. Wow. Nice. That's what I'm saying. Good. Come on. There you go. Listen, it's okay to embellish. I mean, let me tell you what I did years ago. I remember when I first did my first speaking engagement, an animator. There we go. My son is that, Riley. He graduated from a school called Ringling College of Art and Design. I'm gonna write that in there so you can see it. All right. And no, it's not the clown college. Because people think about the guy who made all the money funded the school. So everybody hears the college, they said, did your son go to clown college? I said, no. It's a major art school. You may want to Google it. But he has a degree in illustration. Ringling College of Art and Design, a great school in Sarasota, Florida. You know, and so the thing is, right now in your life is the time to dream. You can dream later too. I mean, it's not saying your dreams end when your childhood, but it's nice to say, I want to be a radiologist. I want to be an animator. It's okay. And then let your attitude match your dream. Did you understand what I mean by that? Sometimes I feel like I need to type some of this in. Your attitude match your dream. My son went to what they call pre-college at Ringling. And that's a very expensive school. So my wife had to find all the scholarship money. I wouldn't, no, dad is not gonna spend 522 years paying off college debt. So we got to figure this out. And so he went to the school pre-college, cost us a few $1,000s, but he did pre-college. But because of his positive attitude, while he was there, he met one of the people that was responsible for some of the scholarship money. And then when he left pre-college, we got something in the mail. He didn't even know, he didn't even apply for this. They said, congratulations, Daryl. You just won $80,000 to add to your tuition bill at Ringling.
Wow.
80,000. The reason why is because of his positive attitude. They loved the way he carried himself on that campus while he was there. Now, I'm not saying that's going to automatically happen to people, but attitude opened up that door. And Dad was smiling because I didn't, that wasn't going to happen if I had to pay it. It ain't going to happen, okay? And so I want you to think about where you're going. And please hear me, young people, let your attitude match it. Show respect at work. Show respect at school. Show respect at home. Show respect with the yes to the future. Because when you show positivity, it's like a magnet for opportunities. The employer will do anything for you. If something comes up, they'll understand. You know what I mean? I have to take a few days off because something happened. You know what? I know you. You're not just making this up. Do what you got to do. We're here for you. But if I got a bad attitude and show up where I want to, they're like, okay, you can just go on and we'll see you next year. Because they're not gonna, attitude can either positive can create opportunities, negative can create the opposite. Okay, so paint a vision. It paints a picture of your future goals, tells you who to hang around, and gives you a reason to be positive. Okay, that's important. And so avoid the blame game. What do I mean by this? Anybody? It could be youth or adult. What do I mean by avoid the blame game? Huh? Anybody want to take a shot? I got it all written down here, so I kind of made it easy for you. Why is it that people love to point fingers at other people and things and situations when it happens in their life? Talk to me about that. Why is that so easy? Why is it easy to blame something or someone else? Talk to me, okay? Why? Because it's easier. That's right. Come on, y'all. That's one thing. Well, yeah, but others, what else? It's easier to blame than take responsibility. Have any of you ever had to apologize to someone? And you're like, I gotta apologize. I know I was wrong. They're used to being in the victim role. There it is. So what am I gonna do? And see, in the workplace, for instance, if I make a mistake, they don't want to take responsibility for the actions yet. So if I'm in the workplace, young people, and I make a mistake, you know what I do? I don't say it was because so-and-so, or it's because so-and-so. I own it. And listen, see, somebody's coming clean, and you're not the only one. I've done it too. Let's give her a hang. I like people that come clean. That's my kind of people right there. I have done it, which means I recognize it. Yes. And so what I'm saying is that it shows a different kind of person when I can say, that's my bad. And I'll try not to do it again. Or I'll work at getting better at it. So like for instance, in the workplace, it's easy for something to go wrong unless we can point it at 10 of our coworkers and say, well, so-and-so did what they had to do, or in school. But I want you to know it's great to own it. Especially if you know it. Now, if it is somebody else's fault, you don't need to do that. But if it is, so that's another. So people with positive attitude, at work, it's like I take responsibility. At work, I don't blame others. At home, I take responsibility. And then I don't blame my siblings. You know what I mean? I kind of give a couple at work and a couple at home. And so, look at that as a trait that we want to work on. Because part of being a great leader, and that's one thing I spend a lot of time on training leaders, is ownership. And saying that I'm going to take responsibility for this and work on getting better. I can't count the number of times, I'm going to say this as a parent, I've had to go to my kids and apologize. And say, you know what, Dad missed it on that one. I shouldn't have said it this way, I shouldn't have done it this way. I've been married a lot of years. I can't even tell you how many times I had to go to my wife and say, hon, that one's hard because she gives me the look. Like, you know, I knew it. Yeah, you should be apologizing. I'm like, could you just let me you just give me a moment here? Let me. But it shows her that I care when I'm willing to take ownership and say, you know what, there's a better way to do it. And in the workplace, it shows responsibility. It shows responsibility. All right. And then laugh. You may have noticed this entire time, I'm smiling and laughing. Because please write this down and don't forget it. Laughter is medicine. It is. You know, laughter is medicine. I love when I go into work environments and I see people laughing. I love that stuff. I actually train to it. You know, part of my work is that we work with organizations to create the culture that they want. Right? We do that culture development. And one thing I tell them, and what we're doing through the consulting, is that find some things to laugh about every now and then. So that in your workplace, you kind of have a sense of humor that's going on, that you can just kind of say, hey, you know, it's not all that serious today. Let's just enjoy this moment, this situation and scenario. You know, tell a good joke. I would tell you a good joke, but you probably won't laugh because I don't know jokes like that. Now, why the chicken crossed the road? He didn't realize he was on the right side already. He wasn't thinking. So, I mean, that's like the extent of my jokes. That was a chicken that fell out the egg and the egg cracked. So he didn't realize he was on, I don't know. So see, that's my, but the point I'm making is sometimes this is important. And I want you to get your thoughts on this. Why is it important sometime in the midst of heated situations to just relax and maybe just laugh and enjoy the moment? Why is that important when you're dealing with stuff? What does it do for you? When something's maybe a little bit challenging or controversial, but you just look back and laugh and say, how does it help you when you do that? I love how you all are responding. Thank you. Reduces stress. Yes. Allows you to think with a clearer mindset. How many of y'all out there practice that? Do any of you out there pretty good at pulling back and not letting young folks and adults, anybody good at that? Yeah, put you in a better mood. That's what I'm saying, Chicago. There you go. Kind of hitting the reset button. That's it. Well, I laugh when it's not the right time. Me too. If you haven't noticed that already. Like, you're probably like, why is this guy laughing? I mean, he didn't want anything funny that was said. He's laughing. You know, I do that because it's part of my personality. And I want it to be a part of my personality so I can always be at my best for you. You see? And I love that, hitting the reset. So guess what? I may be really upset, right? And then I reset. It's not all that bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was. Now, can I give you a little something? This is between me and you. You didn't hear this? This is private stuff. I don't share this with everybody. The person that perpetrates the frustration gets more frustrated because you're not frustrated. Do you understand what I mean? In other words, you now get in control because you're controlling your situation. Now, I don't want to go too deep on you because there's a lot of young people out here, but there is I would encourage you, and I've actually shared this with my children, but you're all on the internet and you know how to Google emotional intelligence. And just read it. Because I've studied this and I've researched it, and it has changed the course of my life. Because you have intelligence, which is intelligence quotient, which means you do well in tests and in grades in school and things like that. And you have emotional intelligence, which means you have a sense of control over your emotions. You can direct them. And so this guy that wrote the book, his name is Dr. Daniel Goleman, and I love his work. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it, but I would encourage you, Because as you all are, moving to the next phase of your lives and going into these jobs and careers and looking at being a radiologist and animator and all of that, you're going to interact with a lot of people. And you want to be what I call proactive, which means that you start to train yourself early to handle situations so that when they occur, you're ready. And that's what people with a positive attitude, they understand that. So laugh. Look at things like that. Laughing has health benefits. It takes us from negative to positive. It really does. It opens up the door. And laughing also calms people who may be angry with us. Like, what are you laughing about? I'm laughing about this situation. Why are you laughing? It was funny. Really? It gives you a sense of control. So if you're dealing with a customer, I got to tell you a quick customer story. So we talk about the workplace because that's part of what we do here. So I was at an AT&T phone place. Okay. And there was this young man, he had to be that worked behind with AT&T. He was about 6 feet, 7 inches. And he was big. This little lady, about 5 feet tall, walks in the door with her daughter, got a little baby. She proceeds to rip into this young man because of her cell phone. Now, let's keep a couple things in mind. He didn't make the cell phone. He just works for the place. And his job is to fix problems. So if you walk in and just ask him, he'll take the time. But she is angry. She missed a bunch of meetings. She at this phone. She slammed her phone on the counter. She blamed him. Her little daughter said, "Mom, calm down." She's like 5. The little baby got it. Mom is fired up. You know what that young man did the whole time? He sat at the counter. "Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am." She's going on a tirade. "Yes, ma'am." And could you imagine, like, "Yes, ma'am." She's like 5 feet. He's 6'7". "Yes, ma'am." And then he said this. He said, "Ma'am," with a smile on his face, just like mine, "if you allow me to, I can fix your problem. I'm teaching you how you handle this stuff." And she went off it again. And then the little girl tapped her mom on the arm and said, "Mom, he said he can fix the problem." She all of 5. Little girl getting it. I don't know where mom is. Okay. So finally, she gives him the phone. He says, "Give me a few moments." He went back. He said, came back. There was a few problems with it. They fixed it, worked like a charm. She took the phone and then there's, and he just looked and said, "It was my pleasure serving you." Now imagine somebody's in your face screaming at you and you say, "It was my pleasure serving you." So she starts to walk out. I'm not making this up. I'm not making any of this story up. The little girl taps her mom on her arm and said, "Mom, say thank you." That little girl she's gonna be the president one day. Little girl, she understood it. It's called showing respect for folks. The point I'm making is, I want you to see this because you may be in a similar situation in the workplace and you'll have a sense of control. It doesn't mean you're to be abused by anyone, please. That's not what I'm saying. And if you feel as though that's happening, you let people know and you go for help. But the point being, I love the way he handled it because the way this girl's looking, that's how he looked the whole time when that woman was talking to him. Why? He had a positive attitude. Why do I know that? In my field, I had to figure this out. So I walked up and said, "How did you handle that like that?" He said, "Man, before I come to work, I listen to music. I'm amped up. I'm feeling positive. I come in today, I'm going to serve these customers with a smile on my face." And he said, "I'm prepared for anything that walks in that door." He said, so she was just customer number 5. I don't even know. What did she say? I forgot. I don't even think about it anymore. That's the guy that understands the power of positivity. You see? And then the last one is get excited. What's something that you're excited about? Like, for me, I'm excited about the beach. I love the beach, y'all. I'm sorry. I keep repeating. I know I've said it 5 times. But part of the reason why I moved to Florida, I'm in Florida and I'm kind of between Florida and Delaware, is the beach. And that's terrible, isn't it? I go move place for a beach. I love the ocean. Any of y'all get excited about anything like music that you may like or a new movie coming out or, you know, we can find optimism in anything. I'm the big baby in my family and I cry over things like if my kids win an award, I got tears in my eyes. And my daughter was in the play Jonah at Sight and Sound Theater. You know, and she's one of the child actors. And I cried when I first saw her on the stage. I'm like, huh? They're like, Dad, you always drop it. But they love it. They say, Dad always showing emotion for us. You know, but I get so excited for them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I love this. My good friend and I are doing a podcast. Yes. Excited for come on, Catherine. That's it. The participants that are joining us today because you believe in them. Yes. I'm right there with you. God let me come home to my son. Come on, Alexa. Yes. Listen, can I give you a little tip to help with positivity? Find something to be optimistic about every day. Find something. Just whatever it is, my son, my life, I'm gonna go walk around the neighborhood. You know, I'm gonna take myself to dinner or whatever. Just always look for something because positivity, remember we said unleashing. Positivity, please hear me what I'm saying, is a byproduct of mindset. I can choose to be positive or I can choose to be negative. That's my choice. And the reason why I can sit here for an hour and share this with you in the manner in which I am, and I'm not making any of this up, it's not a show for me. This is who I am. Those who know me well, this is just who I am. It's because I've programmed myself to be this way. You see, because I understand positivity has a greater significant effect, more of a significant effect on people than that negative stuff that tears people down and tears me down. And so in the workplace, at home, remember I said earlier, it's not just work, but life, work on being positive. You may not have a long line of people joining you, but that's okay. You'll be good to go because of the life you've chosen to live is going to give you a lot of peace and a lot of joy. Your employers will love you for it. All right. If you go to college, they'll love you on the campus for it. I know because I went to Cheney University and I had great relations with my professors and my coaches and all of that. I was named captain of the football team. I was the president of the RA council because I just was optimistic all the time. And it just opened up doors. You know, I got jobs during the summer to work on campus because I treat ma'am, sir, I'm respectfully talking to folk. Wasn't calling people by their first name. You know, my mother raised me, you call them dog by ma'am or sir, Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so. You don't call them Daryl. That's no, that person has earned the right to be Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so. So it's just little things like that, you know, get excited. Don't let negative attitudes win, you know, find outlets that excite you. Comedy shows. I actually go to comedy clubs. I don't like the dirty stuff though. I only go with clean ones. Because all that stuff, I just can't do that. But if you give me a clean comedian, I'm there all day long. There's this comedian named Michael Jr. I love him. He has me rolling, but he's clean. And he's just the funniest, clean person you ever want to see in your life. There's a few of them out there. All right? So don't let negative attitudes. So choose what you want to become. Maybe somebody said this a little earlier. Be the victor, not the victim. Somebody mentioned that. Other words, be positive. Don't accept. All right, when somebody throws something at you, don't make excuses. Be your best and let positivity reign in your life. It'll help you at work. You'll get jobs. Opportunities will come your way, young people. And in the workplace, it is the golden ticket today. Employers tell me all over the country, we need people with a positive attitude. We need people that show up to work on time. We need people that's going to come in here and contribute positively. My cousin started on an assembly line at the company and ended up second in command. He was the only one in that position without a college degree. And the reason why he got promoted multiple times over is because of his attitude. And the owner said, I can trust this guy. Put him in a great position, tripled his income, all because of attitude. People are looking for it. And so Your attitude, not your aptitude, will determine your altitude. It really is. You want the aptitude too, all right, the wherewithal and the knowledge. But it's your attitude that's going to get you there. That's all I got today. I hope that we got some notes. Everybody type one thing in the chat feature that you got. I went a little longer than I wanted to because I wanted to give you time for some questions. All right, and I think we got a few moments for that. But just one thing in the chat feature, and if you have questions, thank you as well. Thank you. I want you to share one thing you got today from today's lesson about positivity in the chat feature. And then if you have any questions, I open the floor for questions. I got some time left, you know, so look at that. Very good. Love that. It has benefits. Yeah, we said that, didn't we? What's the dog's name again?
Oh, her name is Cuddles.
Cuddles. I had that picture. Cuddles understood that. Positivity has its benefits. I look I was gonna say, yeah, positivity is key. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. Good. I want to make sure y'all got this because I remember I told you when I started this, I'm here for you. And next week when we do it again, I'm here for you as well. So show up next week. All right. Because we got some good stuff for you. We got young folks today. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We got some, we got young folks that's doing some amazing things with their lives that's been through similar trainings like you are going through. So I want to thank you all for allowing us to do this, Yes to the Future. And any questions that you have of me? Any questions? I got to thank you for my time. Thank you so much for that. That means a lot. Any questions? No questions. Just a lot of thank yous. Wow, I feel so honored. Oh my God, all these thank yous. You guys are, oh, you're gonna make me blush. Oh my,
Thanks, Coach D. I hope everybody comes back and joins us next week. I believe it's next Friday at 2:00.
I'll be here with my smile and the next lesson. That's what we're gonna bring every time because we're doing it for you. You know, so Paula, thank you so much. Catherine, the rest of the team, thank you. And I'll see you all.
Thank you.
And then I hope you all young, take the notes and go back and do something with this stuff, okay? Work on it. Don't just don't listen. Go work on it. Thank you all so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, take care now. Bye-bye.